So, sir, I had another event happen since last we spoke. I have finally, after almost 2 years of trying, acquired a PS5. I really wanted to come out and with the ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him. Sir, you know that means that you now can go straight for the 4K discs. And even if you don't have a 4K TV, as we have discovered with the Man with No Name trilogy and Halloween, the new scans of those movies look phenomenal.
Yeah. I even made that joke the other night with the wife where I was like, she was like feeling good, that we finally got this accomplished. And I was just like, now we need a new TV. And she's like, God damn it.
Listen, man, I don't want you to become a full-on cinephile. Yes, get an OLED. I think Chandler's is either a QLED or OLED. But either way, it's a long-term investment, and it's a good long-term investment. But I don't know if you're watching Halloween and you want to be able to see Donald Pleasance's pores.
But you're really fucking doing yourself a disservice if you're not at least experiencing it once.
Like when we watched Heat in 4K that night. My God, I thought I was in Los Angeles in the middle of a gunfight. Just saying.
But now what was funny is like I said, I've been trying since these consoles have been fucking announced. Like I've been frustrated in the goddamn like waiting queues for Walmart, for Sony itself, for fucking Best Buy. You fucking refresh, get it in your cart, but it's not in your cart. Like it has been a hellacious ordeal. Every time you go to GameStop or any place that would sell it, and you're like, by chance, do you happen to have any of these? The amount of times you've been laughed at in your face because they're just like, why would we have it? You know? And you're just like, oh. And then all of a sudden, we just went online and it was like, hey, PS5s, and it was like, okay, and it's retail price too, like normal price. And we're like, add to cart, purchase, and it's like, you're good. We'll see you. It said we'll see you on Tuesday. It came a day early, so I literally ordered it on Sunday, had it Monday. It just became the easiest thing imaginable all of a sudden. It was the most ridiculously stupidest thing that has ever happened.
I am so happy for you. I legitimately am. I'm going to cry. Because I stopped trying when it was in my cart and I was about to click the button and it was like, you have nothing in your cart.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
I'm just going to wait for the fucking PS5 Pro with the VR2 and just call it a day next year. Mm-hmm. So for you... oh, man.
Now, a lot of my friends have been like, oh, is it great? Like, what's up? Like, what have you been doing? And I've been like, well, I've been using my PS5 to... I've been playing a lot of PS1 games.
And they look phenomenal.
I bring this up because we always talk about cool effects or techniques done in movies that were like, that's cool that they thought to do that at the time. Because I'm like, at this time, I'm like, that's like a fucking forward thinking kind of idea. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned it before or not, but like I said, I like the RPGs, and I play the Final Fantasy games. I enjoy them quite a bit. Now, for those who play those games and enjoy them and are in the know of the series, 8 is kind of a divisive fucking game. You either really fucking like it or you really fucking hate it. There's really like, no, it's whatever. Like it's just it's a weird fucking game. For many reasons. I love it for all of its flaws. It's one of my favorite games. Now, I've started playing that game the day it was released in America, September 9th, 1999. 9999. 9999. Um, I have played through this game so many times, it's ridiculous. I have always gotten to the final form of the final boss. Could never fucking beat it. Because it is a cheap as fuck boss. I fucking hate it. It's like it is a video game nemesis. And yesterday was the 23rd anniversary of the game being released. I am proud to say that like 7 days shy of said anniversary, I took that son of a bitch down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Got him. So I've been very happy about that. Like, I mean, I knew how the fucking game ended. I've seen the ending clip scenes on fucking YouTube, but it's just the fact of doing it. Uh, it was a 22 plus year journey. Now, I mention all of this because, like I said, there was a technique that I've discovered. I've found another YouTube channel where they deep dive and analyze the story in video games. Like almost like a book club. Like there's multiple they do like a 12 to 14 hour deep dive on Final Fantasy 8. Like the characters, the symbols like in the artwork and how they relate to the story. It's fucking amazing. I'm gonna give credit when credit's due. Bam.
I thought we were nerds, and I'm saying that in the most respectful way possible. Hot damn.
uh but they revealed something that I had never known about this game, and I know a lot about this game, way more than I probably should. Now, you have to remember that this is an era before, like, because nowadays when you watch YouTube, you're like, oh shit, I need the 1080 or the fucking 1444, you need the higher. This was an age where you didn't have HD wasn't even really a thing.
No, it wasn't.
I know that's scary, kids, but we lived through it. Standard definition.
And then a few years later, HD meant 480p.
Yeah. Fucking standard definition on a fucking CRT tube television.
Which actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. Now, in order to explain what's genius about this, I have to explain a small part of the story, but it's a quick fucking thing here. Now, in early parts of the game, you come to find out that like 17, 18 years prior to the time you're playing in, there was this evil sorceress. Obviously, it's fucking Final Fantasy. But they defeat her and fucking cryogenically freeze her and shoot that bitch to outer space. Because that's what you fucking do. But she's in like a cryo prison that kind of just orbits the planet. So it's like, you can keep an eye on her.
Right.
But apparently when they did that, it fucked with the ability to broadcast television and radio signals. So for the past 17 to 18 years, that's been a no-go. Now, there's a point in the game where they're gonna fucking try to do a live television broadcast. And your party is in this town outside looking at this huge fucking, like you're in Times Square and there's the big fucking TV in the middle of Times Square and shit. Like you're looking at something like that. Before it switches to the live broadcast, it just looks like a bunch of red bars and shit. And like, it's kind of just, there's nothing going on. It's because there's nothing being broadcast. Because of the time and always looking at the fucking, you just like, that's just red bars. They had discovered using, now that you can fucking, now that shit can be fucking 8K and shit like that, and you can zoom in, that they're not bars, they're letters. And broken up into the letters, there's words. And there's like small little sentences being said. And the sentences are, I'm not dead. You'll never be rid of me. It's the thoughts of the imprisoned sorceress. She's broadcasting her thoughts, trying to get someone's attention. Nobody knew that shit because of you can't see that good in the late 90s. So shit like this is kind of just like, they're like, oh, there was a hidden message in there.
That is both awesome and horrifying at the same time. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. So, like, the fact that they had the forethought to do that, and then, like, it's got to be kind of funny where they're like 20 some years later, and they're like, people are like, oh, hey, remember that thing that we did that we thought was cool? People just found out about it.
A Hideo Kojima game. Might as fucking well be. Jesus.
But I thought that was really fucking badass because, like, I know the whole story of the game. So, like, it really, I'm like, holy fucking shit, this makes sense. But like, it's funny to me that, like, that probably went overlooked for so many years just because of, like, poor definition. You know what I mean? Like, not being able to see shit clearly. Because it really did to me just like a series of red bars.
That's that. But of course, it took years for people to find, other stuff.
Oh yeah.
And games as well. But that just seems like that adds a whole air of mystery to the game again.
Mm.
That is. Was it worth the wait?
It was worth it. It was worth it. It was an emotional night too when I beat the game. Like, it was like I teared up a little bit. It was like, because I remember like all the places I lived where I've played this game. Like I said, that's 20 years worth of shit. But it was cool. It was a cool moment. It was a cool moment, and I thought that was a neat thing that I discovered. Well, not me personally, but that they talked about. And like I said, we always kind of appreciate shit like when we see shit like that in movies. So I'm like, you know what? Video games need to have their fucking day too.
Oh yeah. And of all of the games,
Yeah. It's a
it was
really
the
good story. Like, apparently the shit got drastically cut down too. Like, it probably should have been like a 6 to 7 disc fucking game, but it got cut down to 4.
it had the Knights of the Old Republic 2 treatment done to it.
There's a lot of shit where I'm like, this would probably make a lot more sense. And like, there are outcomes of the story where that aren't directly said, but you just kind of have to like assume like this is probably where they were going because this is just too coincidental. There's shit that doesn't make sense unless you're just like, unless they were going for this, but it got cut. But